Hello and welcome back to another episode of Coaching Conversations. Today we're going to be speaking to you. If you're running a business in a lockdown situation right now, we're going to be speaking about exactly what you can be considering and preparing for your business. Hello and welcome back to another episode of Coaching Conversations with Nick and Chris. It's great to have you back, Nick. Welcome back.
Guess who's back? I'm back.
Play the music.
Yeah, back again. Yeah, exactly. I'm back.
Yeah, he's back. We've been having a few insightful sessions with Tony these last few weeks, which has been great. But now you're back, ready to give some more sound advice and provide, all the business owners out there listening and watching this some value.
I've seen them. I kind of like the heavy lifting being done by somebody else.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll have a mix of coaches.
I think we should get more, get
coaching conversations with Nick and Co.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea. Maybe some
clients,
right? Some other people. I think it's good to mix it up so it's not always the same faces.
I'm down with that.
Which is good. So we're wanting to talk today about, I guess the main topic here is navigating COVID 2.0. So, when we say that, it's broadly surrounding the business environment that might be occurring in the likes of Sydney or Melbourne or anywhere that really where they're experiencing some form of lockdowns. We know in Brisbane, today's date is the 2nd of August, 2021. In Brisbane, they've kind of had that largest amount of cases for the last year. So there's lockdowns that are being applied up there. If you're running a business right now, Nick, and you're experiencing this up and down effect as a result of what's happening with COVID, I guess we're looking for some advice or seeking some guidance on your behalf. What could I be doing as a business owner? What should I be doing? Or what should I be preparing for right now?
Yeah. Look, this is a good point. I think I need to start with, if we think things are going to go back to pre-COVID, I think we're grossly mistaken. And even though every ounce of me goes, I want it to be the way that it was, and I look at my kids and I kind of go, man, the world has changed for them. And, the things that we took for granted, freedom at some levels and doing whatever, I think we're far from that road at the moment. So I think as business owners, we need to understand and go, well, if it gets better, it's a bonus. If it doesn't, we need to deal with it, or else you're going to be out of business. I think that's really, really key. So I think what this recording is going to be good for, different times when there may be lockdowns or maybe if there's not lockdown. So I think, there'll be a lot of really good takeaway from it. So,
yeah, great.
So here's how I think. Look, there's a, disruption in the force, and the force is, normally you could kind of pretty much predict how you're going to do business. Christmas is going to be busy. January, February drops off a bit. April, May, it's a bit flat. Easter gets a bit busy. There was these kind of ups and downs, and you could kind of plan your way around it. I'll take some holidays when it's not busy. If I'm in retail, I need to be on deck for 6 weeks flat out. It's to 15, 20-hour days. It's all of that stuff. And now it's kind of a little bit different, because a lot of people working from home, if you've got a shop in the city, you're kind of dead. And now if you're a tradesperson, especially in greater Sydney lockdown, and particularly LGAs where I am, you can't even go and do your work. So I think it's important to kind of understand there's certain elements that you need to kind of build into your business. And the way that I would think about it is, business owners don't despair. It's like when the GST came. Had to redo all your accounting, things kind of change. You have to start to kind of calculate stuff. Your books look different. There are all of these things that you needed to do. It's the same when super became mandatory. So there's all of these changes in business, but it's not like we haven't been ready for changes. The only difference is, can I open my shop or can't I? So what we're going to start to see now is the difference between, if I'm going to go into a new business to open something, is it going to be the traditional, I'm going to have a shop front, or do I do things differently? You know what I mean? Like that's kind of where it's at. So here I sort of write down 5 key areas that I think would be, beneficial for business owners to look at.
Right.
The first one is this. I think you need to focus on what you can do, not what you can't do. And this is a really, really big shift. Most of us as business owners, we're really go-getters. We want to keep doing stuff. There's never a chance to be 1 minute sitting there doing nothing. If you're like me, I need to keep moving. I'm like, I think of it like a shark. If they stop, they die. So I need to keep moving all the time. yeah, Sunday morning I was up at 4:45 doing stuff. It's like insane, right? Because I couldn't sleep, and I'm into it. It was kind of cool because it was quiet. So,
Mm.
so the first thing is focus on what you can do. And here's what I mean by that. If you've been restricted, let's say you're an electrician in Greater Sydney today, and you can't do too much. Well, guess what? There's not much that you can kind of worry about to try to stress out to go, hey, I can't get onto the site. That's you're stressing out, or you're focusing on what you can't do. How about
Mm.
what you can do? Well, I could probably clean out the vans, go to the factory, tidy up all of that stuff, get
Mm.
my books in order that haven't
Yes.
been done for ages, let's get marketing kind of sorted. Let's get, any of these loose ends, redo your storage place, maybe re-sign the vans, maybe do whatever it is. I mean, there's a million things that you could really focus on what you can do, right?
Mm.
Maybe
Mm.
it's time to go, you know what, I've been trying to do all the paperwork myself. Maybe it's time to get something like a admin, company that can just go and do that for you, or your bookkeeping, or outsource your marketing, whatever it is. So you've got time to do research. You've got time to connect. And most importantly, focus on what you can do, and that's called rest. I mean, it's been flat out. If you've been in almost every industry other than maybe hospitality and stuff, or, entertainment, you've pretty much been flat out. Everybody else has been really busy. And
Mm.
some level of hospitality, takeaways, and I know, fish shops and chicken shops are being like inundated with
Yes,
they've kind of been the busiest,
that's
so
true. Yeah.
there's kind of a slither of people obviously that aren't working. So if you look at it and go, well, what can I focus on, it's kind of important to do that's number one.
Perfect.
Number two, I believe, routine and consistency are key. And
Mm.
here's what I mean. When you work, you kind of have a routine. You get up at 5:30, you get yourself ready, you put your boots on, you make sure you have a cup of coffee, you hop in the van at 6, you're on the work site at 7, you work till about 2 or 3, you come home, hang out with the kids for a bit, or come home, do your paperwork, quotes, right? It's routine. It's always the same. If you've got a shop front, pretty much the same. It's 9 till 5. If you worked in Asia, it's kind of 10 till 10. That's how they work, right? There's routine. You get up, you always do the same thing. What happens in times like COVID, especially in lockdown scenarios, is you get out of routine. And getting out of routine for most people is really shaky. Now,
Mm.
just think about it. When you go on holiday, you're out of routine. And that's why usually it takes you 2 or 3 days to kind of settle into it and go,
Adjust.
just got my
Yeah.
thongs on. I'm going to go sit by the pool all day. We
Yep.
go to breakfast. I go have a siesta. It's all of those things that you do on a holiday, right? And I know with
Mm.
me, I don't ever book 7-day holidays anymore. They're always 10 days because I
Mm.
know what happens. I've got 3 days to kind of get into it. And then I've got, as I'm getting into it, it means I've got to leave to go home. And that
Yeah.
gives me the shit, you know what
Yeah.
I mean? So
Yeah.
I don't know if you've experienced it, but I do. Like, I'm like,
100%. Yeah.
so
Absolutely.
now I just do them 10. That's how it is. Or
Great.
if it's a long weekend, I'll do the Friday and the Monday. So I've got 4 days.
Good.
It works better for me, or
Mm.
else I come away frustrated. So routine is really, really important, and consistency. Now, if you've got routine that, you are doing, I wake up, I hop in the van and I drive, and you can't hop in the van and drive, that's cool. Just walk out the door and go and exercise. Go
Mm.
for a walk, take the dog, hop on a bike. I don't care. Drive the van around the bloody block if that's what you got to do.
Mm.
Just get into that same routine. And the reason being is research has shown that it triggers certain endorphins at particular times. It's like if you need to take medication and stuff, if you take it on a regular time base, it actually, the body kind of figures it out and it works better for you, that.
Right.
And so,
Okay.
so it's important to do. And that's why, like, even with meditation and stuff, I usually pick first thing in the morning, my eyes are open. I come over to the couch, I sit upright and I do it. And just before bed, or, after 5:30, 6, the sun's gone down, or maybe before I eat, I'll do it because it kind of gives me energy. Then it keeps me wide at night. I'll
Mm.
have routine morning and night. And I've been pretty much trying to stick with that. Now, how do you do that when you're kind of sitting around doing nothing? Well, believe you me, you got to fill in 10 hours of your day somehow. So if you don't have that consistency, I know what's going to happen. You're going to feel out of sorts, so to speak. And that's why when you're on holiday, a lot of times people go, well, hold on, I was sick for the first 3 days. It's because you let your body kind of settle, and that's where it kind of repairs itself. You were
Yeah.
out of routine, right? So really,
Very
really
good.
important.
Good. That's good. And I think, whether you're in a lockdown situation or not, that routine and consistency applies
Completely.
anyway. So whether you're going out and doing work and you're not in lockdown, you should be applying this level of routine with your business because it gets you into a good flow.
Yeah, look, I mean, with a lot of the business owners, Chris, that we coach, we say exercise is paramount. Wake up, do a bit of meditation, do some exercise, and then go to work or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, you got to do something like that. You can't be go, go, go all the time, right?
No.
Actually, getting out of routine in business is the sign of you being able to grow and delegate, because it means, you got all this extra free time on your hands that you got to try to figure out, right? Routine. So that's really, really important.
Right. What's
it's
next?
more for mental health, I think, than anything, right? So I think that's important. Now, number 3 is really, really important. Yeah, and by the way, these don't need to be in order, but I think number 3 is really important. And I wrote, create a mental fortress. And I'm using the word fortress strongly here. The worst thing that could happen to you, it's like when people retire. Research shows that the death rate after 60 goes up by 75%. And that's kind of 60, 65 is retirement age. The death rate goes up 75%. It's insane, right? And, you can check out this research. So you'd want to be thinking to be able to say, well, if not doing something or changing things up, or I don't know, like, not having a routine, or, any of these type of things that happens with that kind of get me out of whack and get my headspace into a bad sort of, kind of time. It makes sense, when you think about, what you need to do to be able to protect your mindset. And that's why I'm thinking, I'm using the word fortress. A fortress generally is impenetrable. Now, how do I do that? First of all, I need to make sure that the weeds don't get in. And if you're watching the news today on any channel, I just noticed the other time I was up at like 4:30 and, I finished meditating and flicked the telly on to just see what's on. And there's news at 5. I didn't even know there's news at 5. And then there's 6, 7, 8, and then the after 9 program news. And then there's early news at 4. There's some other one at lunchtime, 5. And I'm like, man, they're just hammering us with this.
But it's all the same.
It's a barrage of breaking news, because now it's all, I wonder what they're going to go before on top of the breaking news.
I don't know.
Shit just happened or something like that. Right?
If you watch the news at 5, you're going to get the same news at 8.
The same.
It's
people are glued at 11 o'clock to Gladys. It's this whole thing. Right? It's insane. They really are, right? Yeah. So in other words, first of all, I would strongly, strongly suggest that you don't listen to any of that stuff. None of that's going to give you any good stuff. Now, I'm not saying bury your head in the sand, because that's not the right thing either. But it's cool. Just be aware of it. But to be watching this constantly, I know what it's doing to your mind. It's just hammering weeds into it, hammering viruses into it. And they're only telling you what you need to, what they want you to know anyway. Right? It's all skewed and bent. So what I would say is, as a part of the routine, in order to create the mental fortress, you need even more so in the lockdown to go, I'm focused, I can get this done, I'm mentally in a good place, I know I could do it. Now, so what are you going to watch? What are you going to read? What are you going to listen to? Who are you going to be around? What conversations are you going to have? Because it's easy. Today, I'm exhausted with this COVID conversation. I'm exhausted with the jab. I'm exhausted with all of this shit. All right, get it, don't get it. To be honest, I don't care. Like, that's your own choice. You know what I mean? I just want to go, let's get back to work. Really, this is what we need to do. So I think it's important to really create this fortress around you and not allow this negativity. Because, the more negative you think, you open up the file on negative and it just gives you some more negative. And I know myself, I mean, for people watching this, I had a Bell's palsy type scenario. It's about 4 weeks, I think, and 3 days today. Whole face was down. And every day I recorded a video and took a photo. And in that video, I said, hi, I'm Nick. I've got Ramsay-Hunt syndrome, which what the condition is. And I said, I'm one step closer to a full recovery. And every day I could see myself better. So the choice of words that I used, one step closer to a full recovery versus I'm going to stuck with this and we'll see how we go. As you can see, if I probably didn't tell you, you probably wouldn't even know. It's actually my other side that needs fixing now, right? It's a bit like that. Yeah. So, creating this mindset, the I can do attitude, creating that fortress around the mind is going to pull you through this, I can't walk out of the door because I'm in, house arrest, we call it a lockdown, but
Yeah.
it's like that. Do you see what I mean? Like this,
Yeah.
but that's really, really important.
Great. Cool. That's good. What are the last two?
Now, number four, I believe that it's really, really important to look at the new frontier. Like I said, COVID's here. So I wrote kind of two things, which is plan and pivot. And I know you know the word pivot, but it's plan and pivot from the perspective of, I think it's important to look at the new types of business. Now, think about it. If you're a tradesman, they go, oh, how do you go and do business on site without taking my tools there? Well, guess what? You can still be COVID safe today. You can ask somebody to go, hey, look, we're going to work in the kitchen. Could you guys just sort of stick around the lounge room for when we're there for a bit? Or, hey, if you're inside, it's cool. We're going to be working outside. Or, there's all of these arrangements that you can make. You can have, contactless. So, maybe the people go out for the weekend or away for the weekend or go to their friends for the day or whatever it may be, or their parents or whatever, like that would obviously follow the restriction guidelines, but there's ways around that. So today people want to know that that's you. Yes, I can still come to your place. No, we don't need to have any contact. You can just pay it online. It's all of that stuff. Now, even just before this, I was on with IKEA because I'm doing up my office, and I just had a Zoom call with IKEA. I showed her around. We took photos.
Really?
I'm going to send her, some of the plans, that I kind of, drew up and stuff. She
That's
goes,
cool.
send them all to me. I'll design it all for you. And then we'll hop on another session. If you're cool, we'll order it. They'll deliver it flat pack to your place, put it together, put it on, and there's your done. So, this is traditionally, you have to come out, you got to measure. So I'm taking all the measurements very accurately. I'll draw a floor plan for her, and we got it done. I don't need to wait 4 weeks or 6 weeks for someone to do that. So do you see there's ways around that? That's in your pivot. Now, with your planning part of it, I think it's really, really important for us to be able to go, well, what's coming after this? What do I need to prepare my business for post this lockdown? And, in some cases it's 1 week. We've been 6 weeks, another 4 weeks is 10 weeks. Maybe they'll extend that shit more. So, but sooner or later it'll come to an end somewhere. So you got to try to figure it out. Do I need more staff? Because think about it. If none of that work's being done, and as soon as they open up, you're just going to have 3 times the amount of work and half the time to do it, because almost everybody in Australia goes, I need it done before Christmas. And I don't know about you, but it's August right now. So you got to squeeze in 6 months worth of work into 4 months.
Yeah, that's right.
So you kind of got to plan for that. And finally, I'm just going to get straight to the point. You got to get shit done. Don't just stick around. I mean, we've had people that have signed up with us that said, I ruptured my Achilles. I was hanging around for, 6 weeks. I said I was going to do this stuff. Instead, actually, I did nothing. I kind of lounged around and, drank and, and kind of did nothing, watched TV all day. But at the end of the day, don't allow this time to kind of slip you by, because as soon as you get busy, you're going to be flat out again. Yes. So, you got to get shit done. And what do I mean by that? If you're going to sit down and do the planning and the pivoting planning, go and do it. Add it into your routine. If you're going to go for a walk, go and do it. If you're going to meditate, do it. If you're going to exercise, do it. Don't just talk about it. Don't allow it's not important. And, here comes this victim. There's nothing much I can do. I can't even get on site. I guarantee you, as a business owner, there's 3 million other things that you could be also doing other than just doing your operational output. Standard stuff that you.
I think that comes back to the routine element too. Like you were doing it all before anyway. So now you've just stopped for whatever reason because of COVID or whatever it might be. So getting back into that routine and getting someone to keep you accountable to make sure that you do the stuff or get stuff done. Like
I think you're right. I think if you inbuild it into the routine, I think it's going to be a lot easier. You know what I mean? So because then you'll get it done, right? And then we talk to people about this all the time with diary management and stuff like that all the time, right? If you diarize it, it means it's in there. You can follow it.
Yeah, that's right. You're literally mapping it out using a calendar as the guide. There we go, guys. 5 golden takeaways if you're running a business right now and maybe feeling some effects of lockdowns or your business slowing in any way, shape or form. If you need help with this, by the way, reach out to us, ask@upcoach.com.au. We're happy to provide some advice, maybe a free session for you as well, just to get you on the straight and narrow and try and help you out as best as we can. Do you have any final words, Nick?
No, I think the final word is stay strong. You've been in tough times previously. you know, this isn't the start of it. Remember how much hustle you put in when you first started your business?
Yeah.
Well, guess what? This is that hustle. We need to get through it. And most importantly, you know, band together with your fellow, you know, business brothers and sisters, support one another, and, you know, stand up for your right, and make sure that you voice your opinion. So we, you know, the powers that be can, you know that you're a voice, you know, and know that we're all together. Business owners are the backbone of this economy. And it's important for us to all band together and put pressure on the politicians to figure out good solutions that aren't just tearing businesses apart like they are at the moment. So, and if you don't think you've got a voice, you absolutely do. You vote with your taxpayer dollars.
Very good. Righto, there we go, guys. I hope you've grabbed a great deal of value out of today's podcast. Again, if you've got any questions or need help, reach out to us at askitupcoach.com.au, and we'll see you on the next episode of Coaching Conversations next week. Bye now.
Bye for now.